And that was a big one. I remember it vividly. It was one of the real life true crime things I remember from a child, being quite younger. Yeah, mid-teenish.
I just remember watching her on TV and always thinking that she was like the quintessential early 90s poster child, because she was always wearing some tacky ass outfit that perfectly summed up the early 90s.
Like in my head,
like
I got
a big curly kind of permed hair with like a big old scrunchy ponytail.
Okay.
And like rolled up jeans with like high top Reeboks.
It's a basic shirt on.
And the real big like boxy sort of shoulder padded shirts.
Like, okay, here's the one that's sticking out in my head. She might actually wore this. I'm gonna research it. Like what you're describing, like a white with like little vases and blue flowers, like real small print all over it, you know, like the whole thing, and the shoulder pads. Yes.
Or like the button-up shirt with like the cardigan sweater with the shoulder pads.
Fuck yeah.
That was so popular.
Why did everybody have shoulder pads? Why was everybody square-shouldered back then?
We needed to establish our dominance in boardrooms, Dylan. Haven't you seen Working Girl with Sigourney Weaver?
But I didn't believe her. I'm going to say that too. This is not me trying to be cool all these years later on a true crime podcast. I didn't believe her then.
I didn't believe her then.
I didn't believe her before she popped.
I didn't either.
There was nothing real coming out of her.
I remember like watching all that coverage with my mom.
And I was also sketchy.
We both were like, that bitch is lying.
You're right. And they went so hard with that, which is, we could actually do a whole nother podcast about that scary black man, and that whole carjackings were so big then, you know. They talked about them all. That was the violent crime of the time, you know, they talked about all the time. And they ran with that shit, and I was skeptical of the whole thing. So, and it turns out I was right. So.
And we know that you tune in just to hear our opinions, because we are so important.
And so, yeah, we got to a special person we got to mention before we get out of here. And so you want to tell them about our new patron and our Patreon? Sharon
Verdu, our brand new patron on Patreon. Thank you so much for signing up, supporting the podcast. If you want to join Patreon, it is very affordable. For a couple of bucks a month, you can get extra content. And we're about to drop an episode on Patreon just for those folks. Kind of a
companion piece
to this story.
Yep.
About other mothers who've murdered their children.
Yes, and we do, from time to time, we like to do that, what we call a companion piece with the case of the week. And you can go right to Patreon, see the new fresh case, and go straight into us run our mouths more in an extra bonus content about the same subject.
We'll also have some video clips, interviews, some photographs, some different content available there to kind of go along with this case.
Yes.
Again, thank you guys for listening. Find us wherever you get podcasts. Hit subscribe. Give us a 5-star review if you're feeling sassy. And you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
And if you're feeling froggy and hate the idea of Patreon, you can hit us up at mountainmurders at gmail.com.
He never gets that right.
No.
It's mountainmurderspodcast at gmail.com. If you want to make a one-time PayPal contribution.
Thanks, Sandy.
Some people don't like to sign up for the $3, $5 a month, but they're like, hey, I love you guys. I want to shoot you $20.
Or $1.
$1?
$1,000,000?
$5?
Thanks, Sandy.
He's so silly. You can do that and supports the podcast. You know, this is mostly a out-of-pocket thing for us. We enjoy it. But if you want to help ease the expense of
our patrons do that.
We are happy and love that you guys support us in this way. Plus, we've been talking about getting some t-shirts.
Yes, we're about to
made up. So be on the lookout. If you want to get a Mountain Murders t-shirt, we might have some of those.
And we may do some giveaways.
Yeah, pretty soon we may have to do that. Well, have a great week, guys.
Thanks, Sharon.